All right, I think we should be live. Hello, everybody. My name is Aiden, and welcome back to another stream. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got a back-to-back situation to talk about here as the Bulls will be taking on the LA Clippers. Now, at the end of the day, this is it. We're in for a tough game here. We've seen, obviously injury concerns for the Bulls, injury concerns for the Clippers, and we have fallen to the Clippers in the past, so this will not be an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. But with that being said, as the tip-off just about begins now, we should be here watching the Clippers game and hopefully getting some retribution. Again, I kind of said it a little bit earlier, a couple days ago. If you want the Bulls to really make a statement and kind of, fight out of that 9-seeded position, there's really no room for error anymore. So you have to try to find a way to be able to secure victories and just secure your place, I guess, amongst, the competition in many ways. We're still a bit further off, I think from second to eighth, it's a very close battle. You're only a couple of games away from each other each and every single time. But we're not in that situation. So the key is to get into that situation here. We just have to wait and see how it goes. But before we get any further, if you enjoyed the stream, feel free to like and subscribe to the Aiden's Bulls Show YouTube channel. And make sure to turn those notifications on so you can let me know what your thoughts are about this Bulls team and this Bulls game. Obviously, as we can see, the game has just begun, so, the Bulls are up 2-0. The first bucket came from Nikola Vucevic. There is some things that I wanted to quickly talk about here, and I might have to make a video about it a little bit later. But it looks like, according to Woj, Kobe White has a mid-hip strain and could potentially return as quickly as the upcoming game against the Wizards, which is fantastic news. It's nice to know that it's not that serious of an injury for Kobe White. Again, I was thinking, I think many Bulls fans think this way alongside of me, when a big injury happens to one of our better players, it's like the sky's falling, it's over, there's no way we can recover from this and stuff of that nature. But it looks like Kobe White's injury is not as bad as we once thought. The reaction definitely made it seem worse than probably what it was. And I am very happy that we can, get to see Kobe White as soon as the Wizards game. Even if it's not the Wizards game, it will be fairly soon, which I hope is the case, and that should be a good thing for the Bulls. Nonetheless, a lot of people were saying that Kawhi Leonard wasn't going to play today as well because of a back injury. He is playing today, ladies and gentlemen. He was listed as questionable, so I had to report what ESPN was saying. A lot of people were telling me he wasn't going to play. He is playing. It's James Harden that's missed this game as far as I'm aware. At least he's not starting at the moment. So that's going to be an interesting thing there. So they've lost, obviously, Russell Westbrook, one of their key guards. They've also lost James Harden here today. So we'll wait and see if that plays a major impact in this game. Vucevic has all 5 points for the Bulls. I think Paul George has the 2 points for the Clippers. We've got Caruso with 4 seconds left, shooting a mid-range. And that's a miss. But we get an offensive rebound and the shot clock resets. We've got DeRozan in the mid-range, trying to find Vucevic in the mid-range as well. That's a miss. Torrey Craig can't secure the offensive rebound. By the way, since obviously Kobe White is out, it looks like Torrey Craig has entered the starting lineup. So we are going to play Io as a point guard alongside of Alex Caruso. So keep that in mind as well. We'll wait and see how he does. Let's get this going. Let's go Chicago Bulls. Another win tonight. I sincerely hope so. Hello, Tyler. What's going on? And Highland makes the 3 for the Clippers. And it's 5 apiece. DeRozan with the behind the back to Craig to Caruso. Zubac is all the way out in the perimeter. I would hope Vucevic wants to fight in the post here. He gets it to Craig. Craig up and under. Misses the layup. Rebound to Paul George. PG trying to find Zubac running down the lane. Again, another center that's out hustling Vucevic out down the floor. DeRozan is there. So he ends up committing the foul. No easy buckets there for Zubac. He'll have to go to the line to, I guess, secure those points and get the lead here for the Clippers. All right. Zubac makes the first. So the Clippers now have the lead, 6-5. We're just waiting here, ladies and gentlemen. It's taking a while. I don't know what's taking so long for him. He makes the second. 7-5. Alright, so it is Io bringing the ball up. I feel like I have to mention that every time someone else brings the ball up. I know Io brings it up from time to time, but, you know, since Kobe White is technically the point guard, Torrey Craig is going to go to the line here as Highland commits the foul. A great pass by Nikola Vucevic in the post to a cutting Torrey Craig, and that really helped out the Bulls there. They'll go to the line to tie this game up. Good stuff. Let's go to the line here. Torrey Craig misses the first. I'm not sure what type of free throw shooter Torrey Craig is, to be honest, but he misses the first here. He misses both. That's surely a rarity. Alright. Zubac. We've got PG with Caruso guarding. So Kawhi gets the roll to go. Kawhi Leonard gives the Clippers a 4-point lead here. A 9-0 run for the Clippers here as we scored the first 5. DeRozan in the post with man guarding him. DeRozan finds his way to the lane to Caruso. Caruso gets blocked as he goes for the layup. Kawhi here to PG. Vucevic trying to guard him. Ayu commits the help. Finds man with the floater. And he misses the layup. And that should be out of bounds to the Bulls. There you go. Alright, still a long way to go here in the first quarter. We got Io. Floater. Gets the block. There's 2 blocks in a row for the Clippers here as Terrence Mann. And a putback by Kawhi. His back is perfectly fine. He was able to get up on that one to get the slam. The Clippers going on a big run here. 11-0 run. Vucevic to Io. To DeRozan. The ball movement isn't really there for the Bulls here. DeRozan gets lucky with a bailout foul there. I believe that should be Highland again with the seconds. And that's a timeout, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to lie, I'm not really impressed with the offensive play the Bulls are producing here. I mean, we got blocked twice in a row as a team. The ball movement's been very stagnant, very, very slow. Torrey Craig, the only real player at the moment that's cutting without the ball. And he's missed both free throws when he was able to get to the line. I'm not sure how to feel about this. I don't think just Kobe White being out really changes the whole dynamic of the offense. You know, we should still have a style of play intact and stuff of that nature. But, again, no one's really moving. And I don't necessarily see the biggest three-point threat out there. So, I think we're going to have to beat this game. We're going to have to beat the Clippers just purely on defense, in my opinion. We're going to have to try and lock them up so badly and make this a gritty and grind game where both teams are very low scoring. That in the end, we could just walk away with the win from that point of view. Because I don't know. I'm not so impressed with the offense at the moment. Sorry I'm late. That's all good. How are the Bulls looking right now? Again, they started off well with a 5-0 run, but then they've given up an 11-0 run. So I'm not really sure how to feel about the Bulls at the moment, but I'm just not been too impressed with the offense. It seems like Vucevic has gotten going, but no one else has really stepped up to the plate here. We need to see something change in that regard. You know, we need to see some transition or something, or maybe we need to see, I don't know, just guys moving without the ball. I don't know. It just feels so stagnant. It feels like everybody's waiting for the ball, but no one's really trying to make something happen with the ball. But we'll see. It's still bright and early. You know, we still got a long time until the end of the quarter and the end of the game. So we'll wait and see how it goes. We still got about 7 minutes to go in this quarter. So hopefully we can see a response. That's what this timeout is supposed to be for. Prayers up for Kobe. It looks like, according to Woj, again, maybe I read it wrong, but according to Woj, it doesn't look like it's a massive injury. It looks like it's just a mid hip strain, and he could potentially return very, very soon. He could potentially return against the Wizards, and that's our next game. So if he's able to return against the Wizards, even if he doesn't return against the Wizards, it shouldn't be far off from here. So I think there's some good news on the horizon for Kobe, which is great because we definitely need him. Even if he struggles, he definitely provides a threat from the 3-point line that we don't have now, right now, in this current lineup. So, yeah, we're going to need Kobe White. What's going on, Daniel? How are you? I hope he gets back to full health soon. Hopefully. Hopefully. All right. DeRozan is at the line here. And he misses the first. We have not made a free throw yet, ladies and gentlemen. Torrey Craig misses 2. DeRozan misses that one. Wow. The lid's on the basket, ladies and gentlemen. Someone take that lid off the basket right now. The Bulls and DeRozan make the second. All right, 11-6 here. Glad Ayo starting at the 1 over Javon. I very much doubt Javon was going to start. I think Batim probably would have started over Javon Carter, to be honest. We got Kawhi, Ayo guarding. Kawhi enters the mid-range and he gets it to go. Kawhi Leonard's back is just fine, ladies and gentlemen. He's able to do a whole bunch of things. He's really taken over this game, to be honest, for the Clippers. All right, Vucevic. AC in the corner for 3. All right, at least we're responding here with our offense. That's okay. We've stopped an 11-0 run. 13-9 is the score. PG. Bounce pass to Kawhi. Kawhi goes into the mid-range. Back to Paul George for 3. And nothing but net for PG 13. A catch-and-shoot opportunity. Not necessarily one I'd like to give him there, ladies and gentlemen. But he managed to get that one to go. I hope Batim and Sanogo get some minutes tonight. I doubt. So I don't even know where Sanogo is, bro. But I definitely don't think he's getting minutes tonight. Batim is already on the floor as we speak. As Caruso makes another 3 and brings this to a 4-point game for the Bulls. Knowing Billy, it's surprising he didn't start Javon at the 4. Oh, man. I don't want to hear that ever again. Don't give him ideas. We cannot be giving Billy Donovan ideas. All right, DeRozan is in the post with Paul George on him. Does a little shake, a shot and a miss. Rebound to Kawhi. All right, can we get this stop here? We got PG. Step back in the mid-range, shoots. It looks like both Kawhi and PG are going to be set for a good night here. I feel like they haven't missed a shot. Alex Caruso drives to the rim. And it looks like that's a defensive foul here. Zubac commits the foul on Caruso. AC trying to make something happen for the Bulls. He's going to go to the line here to shoot. Shoot some free throws here. To shoot 2. All right. Patrick Williams could lock up Kawhi. Maybe. I doubt it, but maybe, you know. He's not here now, so we can't really focus on that. Dalen Terry's coming into the game for the Bulls. First time in a while, I've kind of seen him in first and second quarter action. So hopefully he could do well for the Bulls. I think he needs to really step up as well. Torrey Craig also coming into the game here. And Caruso will make both free throws. It's a 4-point game once more. All right, Paul George finds Powell. Powell for 3. Gets it to go. The Clippers are really, really stepping it up offensively here. They made quite a few number of 3s. Vucevic in the mid-range. That one is off. Rebound to Paul George. 21-14. PG gets Dalen Terry to jump and he scores over the top of him. They have made, it feels like they've made every shot they've taken since that timeout. Ayo Turns it over to Man. Oh boy. Man in the post. To Kawhi. Kawhi enters the pick and roll. Decides he wants to take Batim one-on-one. Sizing him up. Sidestep. Shoots the mid-range. Oh my goodness. They've literally not missed. I mean, you can't even argue about shots like that. Again, it's an isolation shot. It's just a very good play. Not much you could do about it. But man, it feels like they've not missed. Vucevic finds Caruso in the corner for three. Caruso misses that one. Rebound to Kawhi. The Bulls continue to struggle offensively as the Clippers don't seem to want to miss. Now Dalen Terry trying to guard Kawhi. Kawhi wants to size him up. They send a double team his way. To Powell. To PG. Wide open. The scramble is late. PG makes the three. They've absolutely erupted for points here, and since that post timeout, the Bulls have to commit another timeout here to slow down the tempo, but that is crazy. So the double team comes the way of Kawhi Leonard, because obviously he's been dominating in this quarter. And pretty much the rotation, the Bulls scrambled late, but Tim was late to get out to Paul George. Paul George gets an open three, and that's how he secures a double-digit, a 14-point lead here for the Clippers. So a timeout has to be given to the Bulls. But man, this is not a good start for the offensive game for the Bulls, and defensively as well. But to be fair, defensively, it's a whole lot of isolation for the Clippers. That PG3 is kind of the one rare non-ISO play. It's Kawhi and PG just trying to take on their one-on-one defender. That's what it's been, and then they've done it successfully. And maybe the Powell 3 as well. That was a play run, but man, that is a brutal beatdown here. We got to make sure we don't get it too out of hand. We saw what happened with the Mavericks when they went up by like 20 or 30 points in the first quarter. We couldn't come back. We couldn't even try to come back. We can't let that happen in this game. You got to keep it close. The Bulls need to respond after this timeout. If it keeps on going in this direction, you can already kiss this game goodbye in the first quarter. That's what I would say. There goes the first quarter as usual. There you go. Again, it's not a uncommon sight to lose the first quarter, but we shouldn't get destroyed in it. Try to keep it close and make this game worth watching, and make this game worth. We got to win this game. I think people are ignoring the fact that there's still a fighting chance for the 8th seed. It's a small chance, but games like this that you let go makes it more borderline impossible to do. Again, you kind of got to be perfect from here on out, and this is definitely not that perfect start. We'll wait and see. All right. Timeout done. I hope the refs give the Bulls a fair shake this game. Right now, the refs haven't really done anything. They've not cost us anything, and they've not really given us anything either. So we'll wait and see. Right now, it's just literally the Clippers making shots. It feels like they haven't missed one. What's going on? All right, here we go. Vucevic to Batim. Batim finds Ayo in the corner. PG commits the foul here. Bulls struggling badly always. It's a bad start here. I hope the Bulls play good defense and offense and win the game tonight. I gave a like on your channel. I appreciate that, Jimmy. Ayo to Craig. Back to Ayo. Vucevic is now in the post with Tice guarding him. Finds Ayo for three. There we go. Ayo to Sumu. Answers with a three. And now here he is. Trying to guard PG. Kawhi Leonard. In the post. And Kawhi Leonard gets the putback. Torrey Craig doing everything he can to defend Kawhi. He misses the first shot. He gets the putback on the second. Io misses the layup. Torrey Craig for three. Boom. All right, Bulls down by 10. Not the worst thing in the world here. 1:58 to go. All right, Kawhi to Paul George. Paul George to Kawhi to Powell. And that's a missed three, but an offensive rebound for Daniel Tice. PG will shoot the three, and he gets it to go. Off the screen. This is insane. Torrey Craig answers with a three for himself, and it's back to 10. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George have 25 of the 30 points, the 33 points they have scored. They've only missed one shot collectively. Alright, a missed mid-range shot for the Clippers here. We got Craig to Vucevic. To Io. They're going under the screen on Io. Torrey Craig is just going to toss it up. And in! Torrey Craig said, it's my time to shine. I'm going to start heating up now, ladies and gentlemen. He's got 9 points for the Bulls. Made 3 threes in a row. Kawhi gets the jump hook. Sends Torrey Craig to a different team. And gets that jump hook to go over Vucevic. Again, Kawhi continues to impress here. Alright. Io. To Torrey Craig. To Vucevic. Dalen Terry finds Io. Almost turns it over. He does turn it over. Kawhi gets the steal. The Clippers might run down the clock here to get one last shot. Bulls down by 9. Will the Clippers extend this lead? PG finds Powell all the way at the rim. Oh, man. And Dalen Terry misses. And that is the end. That is the end of the first quarter here. The Bulls managed to bring this back to single digits, but after a very impressive start, I honestly don't know if the Bulls have much of an answer to Kawhi and Paul George. They've absolutely started off with the hot hands. They've only missed one shot collectively. Kawhi has been dominating. PG has been dominating. This might be tough to come back from if you can't stop at least one of them. So we'll have to wait and see which one that could be. But it's a manageable score here. It's 37. Oh, is it 30? Did they score 30? No, they didn't. The ESPN score says 37. I'm convinced. Anyway, it's still 9 points. But yeah, I thought it was 35 to it's 11 points actually. Anyway, it is what it is. It's still a manageable score. 11 points or 9 points is still very, very manageable here. If the Bulls could get Patrick Williams, Alonzo next year, and get some nice players back for Zach, Bulls could go on can win 60 games next year. We'll wait and see, man. We'll wait and see. At this point, anything's possible. We can trade to go and compete. We can trade to go younger. I'm not really. I don't really know what the Bulls are going to do next season. Clippers are weak. They need a back injured Kawhi to beat Kobe Whiteless Bulls team. Well, look, in this direction, they could literally, if they wanted to, they could blow the Bulls out of the water and then just rest Kawhi for the rest of the game. They could do that. I don't know why Kawhi Leonard's playing this game, but a lot of people said that he wasn't going to play, and he is playing, so we have to deal with it. James Harden is the one that's actually not playing in this game, so it's not like they have nobody out. They have Russell Westbrook and James Harden out of this lineup today. But still, we'll have to wait and see. I can instantly tell, though, I'm not crazily impressed with our offense, but our three-point shots are falling. I mean, Torrey Craig has made 3 very contested threes in a row, and it all went down. Io's made some threes. Vucevic made a 3, so our three-point shots are falling today. But other than that, I'm not too impressed with our offense. But hopefully, since the threes are starting to fall at a good level, that can lead to guys like Caruso getting to the rim, more off-ball movements for guys. Maybe DeRozan can get his mid-range game going. Our offense can still be improved upon. And I still think we have a chance to win this game. We still got one quarter in this half to figure it out. Yeah, so wait and see. All right, Powell is trying to dance. It looks like the Clippers' entire bench is out there at the moment. Powell misses the three. I don't know why he even took that shot. We got Craig. I'm just going to quickly get a tissue. I'll be right back. I had to sneeze. Be right back. By the way, someone got an and one. It was Andre Drummond. Good job. Be right back. I'm back. I'm sorry. I think I'm getting a little bit sick, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen. It's the changing of the seasons. I'm sure if you guys are aware, that's probably the most likely time you'll ever get sick is when it goes from summer to autumn, or from spring to summer, whatever the case may be. Changing of the weather, changing of the seasons. I think I'm starting to get impacted by it, but hopefully, you know, I won't sneeze throughout the entire stream. That would be pretty awkward. Either way, it looks like it's a 10-point game. I don't know what I've missed, but I know Powell's at the line here trying to shoot two. Was that Highland? I can't see. That is Highland. My apologies. James Harden probably out to get Burger King. I don't know why he's out. I'm sure Burger King could be on the way, but he could still play and get Burger King, I guess. It is what it is. I'm sure it's happened before. Highland has the ball in his hands here. Tries to find Powell. Powell to the rim. Kicks it to the corner for three. And the three goes for the Clippers. And again, they continue to improve from the three-point line and extending that streak. That lead that they have. We've got DeRozan trying to find Drummond in the post. Drummond to Terry. Terry wants to drive baseline. Reverse layup. Missed. Daniel Tice makes sure that ball is going to be Clippers' ball as it goes out of bounds. Drummond could not secure the offensive rebounds. I like the aggressiveness from Terry, but he couldn't finish that layup. All right. Tice. And that's a foul committed by Drummond, I believe. It's actually Javon Carter. Javon Carter comes to help. I don't know why he helped on Daniel Tice, but anyway, the help was late and the foul was committed there. There's still 9 minutes to go. We're going to see whether or not the Clippers will blow this out of the water or whether or not we can come back. Harlan with the crossover. Alright, and that's a block shot by Caruso, I believe. Rebound to Drummond. Caruso driving to the rim. And he loses the ball, and that will go back to the Clippers. Again, our offense has continued to struggle here. We can't really do anything outside of shooting the three ball at the moment. We have 6 turnovers already in this game. It's not even a quarter and a half yet. It's still A long time to go until the halftime break, and we have 6 turnovers. Drummond can't secure that steal in the pick and roll. Daniel Tice gets the ball, takes a jump hook, and he gets it to go. An 8-0 run, and this is in jeopardy to be a 20-point deficit here if the Bulls are not careful. 45-29. DeRozan. DeRozan commits a palming violation, so that will go back to the Clippers. Nothing is going our way, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Here we go. Clippers ball. Highland brings the ball up. Turns it over to Javon Carter. Caruso open for 3. He takes a while before he shoots it, but he does and he makes it. All right. Caruso makes another 3. Our 3-point shot has been falling today. At least there's something going right for the Bulls offensively. Coffee for 3 and he gets it to go. DeRozan didn't really try to come back on the defensive end. He was arguing for, I guess an offensive foul. DeRozan ripped through and one. Daniel Tice. Daniel Tice commits the foul. DeRozan is still having a go at the refs here. But DeRozan, again, gets something in the paint. We haven't done much there. So we'll go to the line for 1. It's a big, big, big play here for DeRozan. All right. He gets the free throw to go. 48-35. Bulls still down by 13. Alright, for whatever reason, the camera angle just changed on the NBA League Pass, so I can't see anything. I think Andre Drummond fouls. Alright, so someone's committed a foul, and that's going to send Powell to the free throw line here. Alright. Power misses the first. Again, for both teams right now, free throws have been a weird thing. And that is a timeout here. I don't know who called that timeout, but it's a timeout in this game. Oh man, we need to get something more to go outside the 3-point shot because I don't trust this Bulls team to shoot threes consistently all night. I think that's what's kept us mostly in the game. The fact that we are able to make threes. I think we made 8 threes already in the game, which is great. But at the end of the day, I just don't trust this Bulls team all 4 quarters to be able to produce a good 3-point shooting contest, a good 3-point shooting game. I just don't trust this Bulls team to do it. So we need to get something else to go. Where it's nice to have that 3-point shot, and hey, I hope they continue to make it. It'll be lovely if they can. But yeah, I definitely want something else to kind of happen here. More attacks to the paint, more and ones, more mid-ranges, more moving without the ball. I think we need to see all these things because that's more consistently going to get you buckets than trusting this Bulls team, who's been statistically a very average to below average 3-point shooting team, making many threes. I just can't see a world where we do that for all 4 quarters. I mean, there's always going to be that one game where it does happen, but I don't know. I don't trust it to be this game. And regardless of that fact, the Clippers are still answering every single time with threes of their own. That's what's kept them in the lead for the most part. They've just not been able to miss for a lot of the possessions that they are playing at the moment. So we'll wait and see. I'd like to know what you guys think about this first half thus far. Is it a manageable comeback? Do you think the Bulls will come back from this, or is it too late from here? I'm not too sure. Am I tripping, or was Drummond with the Clippers at some point? I don't remember if he was with the Clippers. I know he's with the Lakers. He's with the Nets and Philly. He's with the Cavs. I don't think he was with the Clippers, but maybe he was. I mean, we could search it up. Let's see if we search Andre Drummond Clippers. See if there's a photo. A real photo. It doesn't look like he's been with the Clippers. Definitely not seen a photo of him. Yeah, I don't think he was with the Clippers. If he was with the Clippers, it might have been a situation where he got traded to the Clippers and they waived him or something like that. I don't actually think he's ever put a Clippers uniform on and played for the LA Clippers. I don't think he has. I've not seen a photo of it. But maybe I could check Basketball Reference a little bit later to kind of, make sure of that. But wait, I'm at this point, I would say no. All right. Powell did miss the first free throw. Coming out of this timeout, he will make the second. All right. DeRozan enters that pick and roll. Wants to drive. And the foul has been called here. Okay, this is not bad here from DeRozan. We're getting something else to go now. We're getting the free throws going here for the Bulls. That foul was on Zubac, I believe. Alright, DeRozan makes the first. And DeRozan makes both. Alright, slowly but surely we're coming back in this one. It's an 11-point game here. Seems like the Mandela effect, always thought he was. He's been to so many teams that I just don't remember, but there should at least be one photo out there of him in a Clippers uniform if he's played there. I just don't think he has. Caruso, floater in transition. Drummond can't get the offensive rebound. The Clippers snag it away. Coffee shoots the three. That one's a miss. And Zubac taps it right back out. And the Clippers make a tough layup over Andre Drummond there. I don't know who that was, but that was a good layup. Let's go Bulls. Hopefully we can get this win tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We got Javon Carter in the mid-range. Gets it to go. All right. Here we go. Zubac. Powell gets the layup to go. It's been pretty effortless here for the Clippers to get their buckets. Drummond gets a jump hook to go. Good passing from Caruso, I believe that was. And he gets the bucket. Again, still 11 points. Or 12 points now. Manageable comeback if we could just execute. But it's quite sad to know that, the Clippers don't have PG or Kawhi in this game at the moment. And we're not really making that massive comeback that we need. But it's still happening slowly for us. I think we just got a steal here. I think Powell commits the turnover. And that should be a transition take foul. So hopefully the Bulls get a free throw and the ball. You can't really stop the possession like that. Yeah, it's a hug. You can't do that. DeRozan gets the free throw to go. So that he gets the free throw and it should be our ball here. Kawhi Leonard comes into the game. Andre Drummond still be laughing at the camera. Alright. I know DeMarcus Cousins has been on a lot of teams, including the Clippers. Yeah, he has been. Again, too many teams to count for me. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. But yeah, he has been on quite a few teams, DeMarcus Cousins. Alright, we got DeMar to Javon Carter. Javon Carter's just going to chuck it up and it goes in. Carter's come off the bench with instant offense here with 5 straight points. It's now single digits, an 8-point game. Zubac to enter to pass to PG, who's now in the game. And no switch as Highland gets wide open for a 3-point shot, and he makes it. Again, we are not communicating well on defense here. DeRozan's going to shoot a 3. That one's off. Rebound to PG. Looks like my stream stopped. Oh no. Not my live stream, the NBA game. It stopped. I cannot provide the updates here, ladies and gentlemen. I can't do it. Alright, it's back. Hopefully it's still live. Alright, we've got Powell. It's Highland. Goes to man for 3. That one's a miss. Rebound to DeMar. DeRozan guarded by Kawhi. This is an interesting matchup. He goes right to Vooch. To Javon Carter in the mid-range. Shoots and scores. That's 7 off the bench for Javon Carter here. A big-time play for Javon Carter. He's got 7 off the bench here. He defends Highland as well. Rebound here goes to Torrey Craig. So we've had some step-ups off of this bench with Kobe White out, and that's exactly what we need. With 4 minutes to go, DeRozan loses the ball, but Vucevic will save it. Finds Io. Io in the post to Vucevic. Vucevic tries the front. He enters back into the post. Zubac tries to guard. Vucevic gets the post hook. Slowly but surely, the Bulls are securing that comeback. And Ios can't seem to guard PG correctly. As PG tries to enter the post on him, Io will commit the foul. We might need to see more of Vucevic in the post, you know. That was a pretty effective move. They didn't send a double team, so the Clippers might trust Zubac to guard him. But I don't know. I kind of like that matchup if there's not a double team coming their way. Kawhi enters the mid-range and he gets it to go. Effortless stuff for Kawhi Leonard. Alright, we've got Batim who's in the game here. So Javon Carter. Javon Carter gets it to go. Man, this fly is annoying me, bro. There's a fly just roaming around this room, and it's triggering me at the moment. Alright, we got Kawhi. We'll just chuck up the 3. That one's off. That was a little bit of an isolation play there. Just wanting to chuck up a 3. Bulls down by 7. We've got Io to Batim, to Javon Carter, back to Vucevic. The Bulls' movement is getting better and better. Javon Carter now dribbles it out of bounds. All the great moves that he does, man. It looks like he was getting ready to cook with those behind the backs. And that's it. And he just dribbles it out of bounds there. He was getting ready. He was getting ready to cook there. He was getting ready to do some insane type of moves. He's done really, really well off the bench today. Then he does that. He just turns it over. Flies are so triggering. Well, they're triggering when they're flying around my face, man. Like, go somewhere else. I'll get to him later, bro. Like, you know, I have to deal with it later. But, like, why are you trying to antagonize me on stream, bro? Like, leave me alone. Anyway. It is what it is. It is what it is. How long do we have left to go in this quarter? We have 3 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. As per usual, as soon as halftime starts, I'm going to take the dogs outside for a bit. Just so they can, you know, have some time in the sun, nice and early before it gets too hot again. It's going to be hot today in Australia. So again, we're getting very weird weather. I think that's playing a part of why I'm feeling a little bit sick today, ladies and gentlemen. You get 2 really solid days where it's cool weather, you know, even I would argue to say cold. It's actually been cold. And then you turn to, the days before that, it was the hottest I've ever seen. And now today is quite hot as well. I think I'm getting sick because of that. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm going to take the dogs out for a bit. Let them enjoy some time in the sun while halftime's, coming around. And then from there, we'll enter the second half. Hopefully trying to complete this comeback here. And there's another dog has appeared. If you can see it, I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. There it is. There she is. Hello. How are we looking? Who's doing good for the Bulls? Javon Carter's doing well right now. I think DeRozan's done okay. Torrey Craig's done well. Vucevic has done okay. But again, it's more of the fact that the Clippers have just absolutely gone berserk for points. It feels like Paul George and Kawhi don't miss. That's kind of what it's felt like here. By the way, there's some really loud... I don't know if it's construction or a lawn or something. So if you guys hear that in the background, I apologize. Hopefully you guys don't. It might be a bit too far away for you guys to hear it properly. But if it's a minor inconvenience, I do apologize. How are those dogs doing? I bet they're dropping dookie turds for you to fertilize your plants with. The dogs are doing great. They're just taking a nap right there. I think both of them are there. I don't know if you can see both of them, but they're just taking a nap. Anyway, Terrence Manns gets the foul. I think Vucevic is the one that commits the foul. Man will go to the line, shooting 2. Don't hear anything? Well, that's good. That's the benefit of having a solid microphone. It does cut out a lot of noise that's not far away, but it's loud to me. Like, I can hear it over the game. That's how loud it is right now. And I've got earphones in. We never hear anything. That's great. I thought Kawhi was injured. A lot of people were saying he was going to be out in this game, but he was listed as questionable coming into this game, and he's playing. So it looked like he did have a back injury at some point. He was listed as questionable because of a back injury, but he's here. And not only is he here, he has dominated in this game. Javon Carter drives right to the rim, goes for the layup, and it looks like there's a foul call here. Or was that a blocked shot? It looks like it's not. It looks like they just blocked his shot. Javon Carter tried to cook, man. He's out here, shooting all these threes and mid-ranges and doing really, really well. Then he turns the ball over. He gets his shot blocked by Kawhi. I respect it. Alright, here we go. It looks like DeRozan on the inbound actually has his foot step out of bounds, so that will go back to the Clippers. That is not good. If things don't work for the Clippers this season, do you think they roll it back or move on? I think it depends on where they finish. If they, for example, Io saves it there, that's a good save by Io. If the Clippers, for example, get eliminated in the first or second round, I could truly see them moving on. Because they've just become too unreliable for all of them to stay healthy at the right time. But if they get to the conference finals or even the NBA finals, if they're that type of team that can do that, I see them running it back. Because this is, they've been here for so long, right? This Clippers team has been formulated for so long, at least the core of it. But it feels like they've not played together. You know what I mean? Like, they don't play together very often. This is probably the most they've ever played with each other this season. So it's a bit of a weird situation. It's not like the Bulls, for example, where DeMar DeRozan has played pretty much every single game for the Bulls and it's not working. This Clippers team has talent, but they never are on the floor together. So I would say if they're healthy and they get to the conference finals, then I wouldn't necessarily be I wouldn't necessarily think that they would break it apart, if you know what I mean. But if they get eliminated in the second round again, like they did against the Suns, or was that the first round? I'm not too sure. And they are fully healthy when that happens. Then yeah, they should break it up because I don't really see them getting anywhere further than what they currently are if they can't get past the first round. They're going to keep their team as long as possible, especially to help promote their new stadium. Maybe. They do have a new stadium, and I also think they have a new design of their logo and a new jersey, if I'm not mistaken. They have new jerseys and all of that. So, yeah. Either way, we'll see. I think PG is a PG. I think PG's on an unrestricted free agency thing coming into next season. Maybe it's Kawhi. I'm not sure, but again, if they do well, I can see the Clippers bringing them all back. Here in the US, we're paranoid about zombies eating everyone. Watching too much Walking Dead, I reckon. Maybe playing a bit too much COD Zombies. That's what I think. They're gonna keep their team for as long as possible, especially to help promote their new stadium. Maybe. Um, Clippers have loads of cash since they're owned by the rich Microsoft guy. I think I don't know who owns the Clippers. I don't know who owns anyone, man. All I know is who owns the Bulls. I think I've seen the Clippers owner in games, but I don't know his name. I don't know anything about him, so I think I'm the wrong person to ask from that point of view. But it's nice to have an owner attend games, and I'm pretty sure the Clippers owner does attend games. Anyway, 62 to 53. There's 4 seconds left. Is that Kawhi with the bucket? I think it is. They extended to double digits. Io will shoot. And it just rattles out. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. The Bulls concede a double-figure lead in halftime. At halftime. 64 to 53 is the score. Bulls down by 11. And I'm not going to lie. Unless we find an answer to stop Kawhi and Paul George, I just don't see a way we can come back here. You have to stop one of them. And the problem is, since there's so much attention on both of them, every other guy could get open shots as well. I mean, Powell's had a good game, and everybody else in between. So you gotta really pick your poison, unfortunately, because you can't stop anyone. So we have to figure out how to stop a PG, how to stop a Kawhi, try to stop one of them in the hopes that the rest of the offense will crumble because of that. I don't know. It's a bit of a rough go of things right now for the Bulls. Conceding 64 points in the half, but it's just in the manner that they've done it that's quite frustrating in my opinion. Either way, let's see what you guys are saying before I go. Steve Ballmer, I'm assuming that's the guy that owns the Clippers. Ballmer and the Clippers need to leave Los Angeles. Nobody wants them here. Yeah, well, I'm assuming that's a whole bunch of Lakers fans that probably doesn't want them there, to be honest, because they all share a stadium. Clippers in LA, Lakers, both in Los Angeles. It's like adding a new team in Chicago. No one will want them here, except for the people that were never really Bulls fans to begin with. They might hop on that new team bandwagon. I'm assuming it'd be the same in other places like Texas as well. All these teams in Texas. You'd make the argument that probably no one wants to play there. You know what I mean? Like, or not, everybody's it's like that rivalry. I'm not too sure. What do y'all like? What do y'all think of the mistakes on the Kobe statue? Pathetic job, Lakers. You guys suck. I don't remember the Kobe statue, to be honest. I might have to see it again before I make any comment on that. I never understood why they left San Diego. I've been saying if Ballmer was smart and know basketball, he'd bring back the Seattle Supersonics. Look, as much as you guys might not like the Clippers and where they are, the reason why the Clippers are in LA is because LA makes them a whole lot of money. Simple as that. People want to go to LA. People want to watch games in LA. Celebrities attend games in LA. I know it's mainly the Lakers, but the Clippers are thriving off of that as well. That is why they're there. For a basketball perspective, I think everybody wants Seattle back. I've never met one person that hasn't said bring Seattle back. But LA brings money. So if there's anybody that's going to be moving teams back to Seattle, it will not be the Clippers. It will be another team, but it won't be the Clippers. I don't think the Clippers are going to move from LA ever. They might add a team in Las Vegas because that will bring them money as well because everybody goes to Las Vegas. But you don't leave where the money is if you're in a business. It's as simple as that. They, the Clippers are in the best place to make money for themselves. So yeah, you're gonna have to deal with it. Everybody wants the LA money exactly. They used to literally be called the Angels, the Los Angeles Angels. I don't know about any of that. The Kobe statue was unveiled a few months ago. It has a whole bunch of spelling mistakes on it. That's pretty poor if that's happened. The last and they rocked the LA in red. That lasted like a week. Again, I'm not too sure about that. I could see them working well for the Nets, but lol being the Knicks little bro and all. Well, again, the Knicks might be the same, but not at the same level. Being in New York might make Brooklyn a whole lot of money, and that's why they wouldn't want to leave it. These larger markets, it's not going to be a large market team that leaves. And I think teams like New York and Brooklyn, they're probably in the larger markets because they're in New York. Same with LA. Those are not going to be the teams that leave, in my opinion. It's going to be a small market team. Maybe a team like Memphis or Utah. Not Utah. I don't think Utah will leave. But maybe a team like Memphis, for example. I see them being the team. A team like that could potentially leave. But anyway, I'm going to take these dogs out for a walk. I will be right back. Keep on letting me know what you guys think in the chat. And I'll let you know what I think about the second half and stuff of that nature. Be right back. All right, I am back. I don't know if that was a long time or not. I don't even know if the game is back on, so I'm going to quickly check that. But yeah, it's always nice taking the dogs outside again. This is my last day with them, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to be back in my normal place as of tonight. Really, maybe the next video that I make, I'm not sure if I'll make it here or not. But the next video that I make will probably be in my own territory here. So yeah, interesting stuff. So let's see what you guys are saying. A lot of rich, plus lots of rich people in Brooklyn. They just never learn. Then LA is the biggest market because you can go to the Staples and see celebrities, etc. So much cash over there. The Clippers won't leave, but Boma is a super billionaire and can go where he wants. Most of others aren't. I think Seattle is the richest city without a basketball team nor much of any sports culture. The Angels are a baseball and Dodgers are in LA. Okay, and Wrigley from Chicago owned the Cubs and bought an island in California so that the Cubs could play against somebody and have a reason to be in LA. Wow. Again, it just doesn't make sense for any team in a large market to leave that team, to leave that place. Maybe 20, 30 years ago when it wasn't massively large markets for every single team, it would have made sense. But teams in New York will not leave New York. Teams in LA will not leave LA. The Raptors, they're not going to leave Toronto. They're not going to leave such a large, lucrative market in Canada. If anything, they might make a new team in Canada, but they're not going to kick the team out of Canada. You know what I mean? It's because they make money. It is what it is. That's the reason why. It just makes money. At the end of the day, yes, it's about having fun. I'd love to see Seattle back here, but it's also business. And business is important. So I definitely see if teams make money and if teams have history, that their history is going to stay with them in the modern NBA. So yeah, anyway, I think if you're going to see a Seattle Supersonics, for example, return back to the NBA, it's not going to take away from another team, most likely. It's just going to be adding to a team. It's going to be adding to the 30 teams that we have and seeing where we go from there. If they're making play-in tournament spots, the 9th and the 10th seeds mean something, then I could definitely see them adding teams as well and having something similar. So yeah, I see Seattle coming back, just not taking away from a different team. You know what I mean? That's what I think. So yeah, Balmer could go to Detroit and never have to worry about the luxury tax with money he has. Even Portland, New Orleans, and Vancouver. But again, they make probably a lot more money in LA to the point where paying the tax might not be a big thing for them. I don't know. I don't know. Publicity does mean a lot. Anyway, what I want to see for the Bulls as we get back to the second half, I want to see the Bulls try to stop one of the superstars. You have to try and stop one of Paul George or Kawhi. If it keeps going down this route of Kawhi and Paul George dominating, I just don't think it's going to get us anywhere at the end of the day. You know, we have to try and put a stop on them. And then I'd like to see a little bit more offense outside of the three-point line because I just can't trust this Bulls team to shoot threes consecutively and consistently. If we can find more avenues to score, I think that will help us tremendously as well. So, yeah, those are the two things I'd like to see in this game. But we've already started off that side of things poorly. We fouled Kawhi, but it looks like that foul is going to be on the floor and not into the shooting motion because he did make that bucket. But thankfully, that actually works out in our favor here. You got PG stepping back, shooting over Caruso. And again, when they're making those types of shots, it's unbeatable. You can't beat this Clippers team when they're making those types of shots. Caruso was 2 seconds away from probably RKOing this guy and still gets the bucket to go. PG commits the foul on Io, so Io might go to the line here for two free throws. Why would you worry about taxes when you were a billionaire? Tell that to the Bulls owners. Do you know Steve Ballmer's net worth? They aren't worried either. I think there's more than just, I think there's more than the tax to worry about when owning a team, of course. But I wouldn't necessarily say the Bulls team is. Again, they've said in the past they would pay the luxury tax when they have a team worth competing with. So I kind of think they've done it once. I don't know if they're worried or not, but regardless of that fact, it's not good ownership from the Bulls to just, we had a team a few years ago that was probably worthy to go into the luxury tax with, and we didn't do it. It is what it is. And you got to realize as well, just because they're an owner, they both have different characteristics. I mean, have you seen the Bulls ownership attend Bulls games? So the answer is no. The Clippers owner attends every Clippers game. They have different characteristics. The Clippers owner clearly has a passion for the Clippers and wants to see them succeed, and shows that every single time that the Clippers play. The Bulls ownership is more laid back. It's more, we don't have to attend the games anymore. We did it back then. We don't have to do it now. It's more behind the scenes. It's not more in your. It's less in your face and stuff of that nature. It's just different characteristics. Some for the good, some for the bad. I think if the Bulls ownership wanted to pay the tax, they could. Literally, they own a whole bunch of teams in Chicago. I'm sure they have enough to pay the tax anywhere they wanted to, but the characteristics might go against it. Not that they're worried; they just don't want to do it. It is what it is. Less than Elon, but plenty go back to Seattle. It's guaranteed billion in return. I think if they add teams, they'll add a team in Seattle. They might add a team in Las Vegas, but they're not going to take away from a team. I think we're too far gone in the NBA. It's reached too much of a big stage to just get rid of a team. I know Detroit. Let's say, for example, Detroit has history, so Detroit will definitely not move, in my opinion. But let's say Detroit is the team, because as from my understanding, Detroit, Michigan is not exactly the most popular place in America. And it's kind of full of pollution and stuff, whatever. Again, this is all I've heard. Let's just say it's Detroit that leaves and goes to Seattle. I don't think that works because Detroit still has a fairly large fan base and they have great history. It just won't work for any team. Every team pretty much now in the league has some sort of fan base. It's not like there's just that one team with only 1,000 fans and everybody else has 30, 40, 50,000, people filling up their stadiums. I think it's too far gone to lose a team when it comes to that. I don't think we're going to see, for example, Memphis leave or Detroit leave, the Pistons leave Detroit. You know what I mean? I just think we're going to add teams onto that. I think that's the best way to go. You make money from places like Detroit and Memphis still. It's money that I don't think they want to leave on the table. Go make a team out west. Seattle, was out west. Go make a team out west. Las Vegas in the east. Boom. You got two teams, one in the east, one in the west. They will both make you large amounts of money. It will bring a lot of the old fan base back that miss Seattle, because I still can't believe Seattle left. The Supersonics left Seattle. I can't believe that. So yeah, either way, I just think they're going to add to the team, not take away. Terrence Mann misses the three, 76-61. The Clippers have gone on an absolute surge again. I'm about maybe 3 more possessions away from kind of giving up on this Bulls team. I'm not going to lie. It's still a comeback margin. We can still come back, but I just think Kawhi and PG have too much of a grasp on this game to let it go. I think they've just dominated so much. I can't see superstars like that letting it slip away. So I'm really a couple of possessions away from giving up on this team and this win, to be honest. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's definitely achievable. I don't know. I just don't see it right now. I don't see it. All right, Vucevic in the post to DeRozan, to Caruso for 3. Caruso misses badly. Rebound to Zubac. And we've got Highland passing to PG. PG's had a great start to this quarter. He goes one way, goes the other. Finds man in the corner. I think there's going to be a foul before the shots. All right, let's chuck these earphones in. All right, we got PG to Kawhi. Kawhi with the jump hook. Again, it feels like every shot falls for them. All right, Io to DeRozan to Vucevic. Come on, we need a bucket and we need it now. Vucevic is in the post. Finds DeRozan. DeRozan with Kawhi guarding. He got Kawhi on skates. DeRozan gets the layup to go. It's not very often you get to say something like that, getting Kawhi on skates, but that just happened. All right. Highlands in the mid-range. Io tries to contest. Nothing but net for the Clippers. I'm not going to lie. I think this game is already over. I know I'm supposed to be the optimistic Bulls fan that always believes there's a comeback in us. I think the Clippers have gone too far when it comes to the offense. Like, I think they've gotten too many people in rhythm. You know, it's not necessarily just PG and Kawhi, even though they've done the bulk of the scoring. I mean, I want to quickly take a look at the stats once the advertisement comes to an end, but it feels like it's everything that's going wrong right now. I don't know. I just think we've allowed those two to dominate just too much, in my opinion. So Kawhi and PG both had 20 plus points with about a quarter and 3/4 of one to go, something along those lines. But their efficiency has been so good. I mean, look at this. 8 from 9 from the field for Paul George, 10 from 12 from the field for Kawhi Leonard, 20 and 22 points respectively. But look at the rest of their team. Look at their bench. 8 points here for Powell off the bench. Coffee has 6. Daniel Tice has 2. Boston Jr. has 2. Then even in the starting lineup, they've got Highland in double figures. It just seems so effortless and smooth for the Clippers at the moment. For the Bulls, we've got 2 bench scorers in Javon Carter and in Andre Drummond. But we don't have anyone that's really been that efficient. DeRozan is 2 from 8. We've got Vucevic 3 from 7. Caruso 4 from 9. Io 1 from 5. It's just been a disaster. It's been a disaster, to be honest. Again, it's still 17 points. Yes, it's a manageable comeback. We can come back from that. I'm not saying we can't. But the way and the efficiency in which the Clippers are playing right now, I'm kind of already giving up on it, to be honest. I really am. Might as well play Adama, Dalen, Phillips, and Batim in the last quarter. Maybe if it's going to get out of hand, if they don't really make that comeback now, I wouldn't mind that, to be honest. Did Batim get any minutes? Yes, he did get some minutes. He might even play again after this. I'm not too sure, but yes, he did get minutes. Detroit isn't leaving. I gave Detroit as an example. I don't think Detroit's leaving, but I'm saying because Detroit's not the largest market and it's not the largest population team, the Pistons leaving, you know, it would still be a massive disadvantage for the NBA. That's what I'm saying. I think if you do that with any team, like in the East or the West, you get rid of a team to add another one in, it's not going to be beneficial. They've made enough money to expand and make 2 teams, in my opinion, without taking away anything. I think that's just the way that they go. They'll bring in Seattle in the West, and they won't take away from anyone. And they'll bring in Las Vegas, and they won't take away anyone. That's what I think will eventually happen. Vucevic gets the putback, bringing his game to 15 points. Alright, here we go. Kawhi trying to size up Caruso. Ends up finding PG. PG with the spin. It looks like PG scored. The stream went blurry a little bit, but I think PG scored. Caruso to DeRozan. Batim to the corner for DeRozan for three. Shoots. And that's a miss. He gets his own miss though. DeRozan enters the paint, finds Batim in the corner. Batim misses the three. Rebound PG. Things are not looking great. Not looking good. We got Nikola Vucevic guarding Paul George. A double team is thrown their way. And he finds Kawhi. Highland fakes, shoots. He misses. I wonder where Detroit would be if their motor companies never would have left to China. I'm not sure. Why is anyone getting relocated? I don't think anyone's getting relocated. That's my point. Because we're talking about billionaires leaving to different places, you know, where they're talking about the Clippers moving, you know, from LA, which they're not going to do. And I'm telling people the reason why teams like the Clippers won't move from LA, even though they're not really there's not a lot of fans there compared to the Lakers, is because the Clippers make a lot of money being in LA. And obviously teams like Brooklyn make a lot of money being in New York. So I'm saying I don't think any team is going to get relocated anymore. I think they're just going to expand. I think they're going to have two more teams in both conferences. They might extend the games from 82 to, you know, 85 or something. I don't know how that works. And they just play with two more teams. That's what I think will happen. I don't think anyone's going to move. I think we're in that stage now of the NBA where it's just too risky to relocate anyone. You know, everybody has a large fan base. Even teams like, you know, the small market teams have large fan bases that still produce a lot of money for them. I just can't see a world where we do have relocations anymore. We just might have expansions. That's the only thing I'm thinking of here. So I don't think anyone's going to relocate. Let's get this win tonight. It's not looking good, my friends. We're on the verge of losing. We just turned the ball over, and it's officially a 20-point deficit here for the Bulls. As I think Man ends up getting the transition layup to go. We turned it over. It looks like the Bulls are on the verge of giving up themselves. Vucevic with a jump hook. And he gets it to go. Alright, we got Kawhi trying to size up Vucevic. Again, I don't like this matchup. They throw the double team. Caruso does pick the pocket. He gets the steal. Batim in transition. He decides to go for security over anything. He gets the slam. Very hard to block a dunk there. And that's a timeout for the Clippers. The Bulls end up getting that steal right back. It might be a bit too far gone. It's good to see Batim go for the slam, though. Again, when you see a guy like Kawhi Leonard chasing you down, that could do enough to make any man scared. So going for the simple dunk there and just making sure that he couldn't block it, it's a good move from Batim right there. Hello, Peter. The Clippers have a ton of talent. If they get going, it'll be tough to get back in it. I think this game is already done, to be honest. They've been way too efficient. We've allowed them to be too efficient. Their whole team has been ridiculously efficient, and it's just not counteracted with the Bulls' efficiency. There's not one Bull star has been efficient, except for maybe, I don't know. Maybe Torrey Craig is the only efficient one, but he hasn't shot since the first quarter, I think. He had 9 straight points, and then I don't think he scored since. So, yeah. Yeah, I think this game is over. I could name a bunch of teams that are more of a candidate before the Clippers. Washington is an example, but Washington has a solid fan base and backing despite being a losing team for the past 50 years. I think when it comes to the Wizards and Washington, the reason why I don't see them moving is I'm pretty sure the capital of America is Washington, of the United States. It's Washington. I very much doubt that they're going to get rid of a team in their own home state, their capital state. I can't see that. There's no way. I just can't see that. Not maybe again, maybe 30, 40 years ago, something like that could happen. I can't see them getting relocated now. There's a lot of politics that goes into moving as well. I think it'd look very bad on the NBA to not have a team in their own home state. That's the way that I view it, at least. As someone on the outside looking in. They will come back, don't worry. They will not come back. This game is done. Absolutely finished. It looks like we're going to have to turn to the Wizards in the next game. Again, we've got to get a winning streak going somewhere. If it's not this game, it has to be the Wizards. I mean, let's be honest. We're about 90% chance to get to the 9th seed. I don't see the Hawks overtaking us. But I genuinely don't see the Philly and Miami falling that far down to the point where they really give us that fighting chance to enter the 8th seed. I really don't see it. But there's a very good chance we're in the 9th seed. But the reason why I was so excited about this game, excited about the next game as well, is because there's still that fighting chance. It's still mathematically possible. The Bulls can still go on a run and still achieve something. But I don't know. When you see performances like this, we've had 2 pretty bad performances in a row. Not in a row. We did beat the Pacers, but the Dallas game was pretty bad. This Clippers game is looking in the same direction. It does make you lose a little bit of hope. And there's not that much hope to begin with that we can get to the 7th and 8th seed and get a double opportunity. So yeah. Because that's all I really wanted. The only reason I want the 8th seed is because we get 2 chances to compete in the play-in tournament, and we only need 1 win. Being the 8th seed is much better than the 9th. The 9th seed, you still have a chance, sure, to get to the playoffs, but it's easier said than done. I'm pretty sure there's not one team that's from the 9th seed yet, or the 10th seed, that has gotten into the play-in tournament. Maybe there has been, but I'm pretty sure there isn't. So it makes things a lot harder for us. You have to get 2 wins in a row. It's a really, teams that on your level at least, it's hard. I'm not gonna say anything other than that. It's just difficult. 76ers Bucks in a close game, could switch to that. You can if you want. I'm gonna keep watching the Bulls game. I'll only watch different type of games at halftime. The Bulls are still playing. I can't really switch to gaming or anything like that because I'm not in my own house at the moment. So watching the Bulls get destroyed is pretty much going to have to do for today. I don't know what Drummond just did to Kawhi, but he just sent him on a spin cycle there, ladies and gentlemen. Drummond commits the foul, by the way. He literally grabbed Kawhi's hand and made him do a whole spin. So Kawhi gets the pump fake. Drummond does a jump. He just grabs his hand. Fair enough. That should say Kawhi, it's going to be side out of bounds. It's a weird thing he just did there. Something with the Hawks, they've been losing. They've been a losing team since forever, and their guys always leave them. Wilkins, Mutombo, Horford, and very soon Trey. Look, teams, again, this is the unfortunate side of the NBA. Teams like the Hawks, teams like Memphis, teams like maybe Sacramento, these types of teams that don't have necessarily large markets, if you can't form a winning team with them straight away, with those guys that you bring in, for example, the Nuggets brought in Jokic, and they managed to get a winning team with Jokic, at least a winning enough team for Jokic to commit. But if you're in that environment and you're not a winning team, those stars will leave you. It's as simple as that. Another example could be LaMelo Ball and Charlotte. I don't think that relationship's going to last forever, ladies and gentlemen. I just don't think it's going to last forever. Because Charlotte's not a winning team, and I don't think LaMelo is going to want to stay in Charlotte for the rest of his career. He's just not going to want to do that. So again, if you're not a large market and you don't have a winning culture, there's a very good chance your superstars will leave you. And I think Trae Young will leave. I really do believe Trae Young will eventually leave the Hawks. So it's as simple as that. I think LaMelo will leave Charlotte, and if there's not a winning culture developed since then, we're already seeing it now with Levine. Levine wants to leave because there's not a winning culture in Chicago. I mean, I'm not sure if that's the only reason, but if Levine wants to leave, that's how superstars are. They want to go to a winning environment. Um. Anyway, let's take a look. It's still so weird that Zach hasn't been good for us. He has been good for us, just not in this team, not in this current team, and not with all the injuries he's piled up over the years. He's not been that good this season for us. He was good last season towards the end. He's averaged seasons where he's done 27 points for us. He's been good. The problem is he's not had a winning team around him for a long time, and when we got close to getting a winning team, it hasn't really worked out. So he's probably just given up on this team, to be honest. We were so close with Lonzo and Zach. Yes, we were. 100%. Hawks are a large market, just not top 5 with us. Well, again, I'm talking about the New Yorks and the LAs, and even Chicago, I would say, is very similar to the Hawks. Where if you don't have a winning culture here, we've seen it already. There's not a lot of free agents that are going to want to sign with the Bulls. It's simple as that, But you need to have that winning culture if you want to keep your superstars here for a long period of time. If we, for example, drafted Trae Young and we established no winning culture here, it'd be exactly how it is for the Hawks. He'd want to leave eventually. It's the same thing. I agree we're a bigger market than the Hawks are. We're one of the top. We are top 5 in terms of market. But we also are not a great destination because, you're living in the snow. And people, when you think of California and LA, you're thinking of the nice warm weather, beautiful weather every single day. Doesn't matter about the season. You're living in a kind of a vacation land in many ways. That's what it feels like, That's what I'm assuming it is. I've not been to LA or Chicago, so I don't know. But that's what people are going to choose those destinations. What about the Lakers? Well, the Lakers right now, I think obviously when you have LeBron James in there, you're naturally going to have a winning culture. But LA is more, in my opinion, at least at this point, is more of the market than actually a winning culture right now. They have a winning culture with LeBron in there, but they're the 9th seed. So if teams don't want to go to LA, it's because the Lakers. It's because they want to be in LA. There's not a lot of security with the Lakers. You don't know if LeBron's going to stay there or not. You don't know how long LeBron's going to play there. He could play there for the next season, next 2 seasons. He could retire next season. Who knows what's happening with LeBron? LeBron could move on from the Lakers. I really don't know what's going to happen there. But there's no security with the Lakers. So if you're going to join LA, you're going to join it for a short period of time, or you're going to join because the market is so big. You get a lot of publicity. You can get a lot more fans if you're in LA. You can make more money in LA. More brand sponsorships in LA. There's a lot more. LA's where the money is. So it's a money move to join LA. So that's why I think the Lakers have been historically known as one of the best free agency destinations. It's more than just basketball when it comes to that. They're 7th or 8th, I think. Maybe. I'm not sure. Atlanta is big for its region in the US and likely getting bigger. There you go. Good to see. These are just my thoughts, by the way. I don't live in America. So I've never been to Atlanta. The only place in America I have been is Hawaii. And I very much doubt they're going to make a team in Hawaii. So I don't know. What about the Celtics? Well, right now, I think the winning culture this current season with the Celtics is present. They are dominating the Eastern Conference. But I would say the same thing with the Celtics in many ways. They're a large market, probably one of the largest markets in the NBA, a good place to live in Boston, I believe, and they have a winning culture there right now. I think it's a good place to go, the Boston Celtics. I don't think it's as big as the Lakers in terms of free agency pool, because LA is the destination in America. Look, even in Australia, like everybody talks about LA, like it's the end all be all. If you don't live in LA, you failed in life. That's what people view LA as. So I think the pool of going to LA will be larger compared to Boston. But if you're looking at which team right now has a winning culture, I would pick Boston because they made the finals recently. The Lakers won in the bubble championship. But right now, the Lakers are the 9th seed. They seem to be doing very similar things over the last 2 years. I think there is a better winning culture right now in Boston. So that's why people would want to join Boston. But I think the pull of being in LA will be the difference maker. US sports is so different from European. In football, you could be winning quadruples the season before, but if you're in the mud that current season, don't expect you'll reach those heights again. European football, again, there's a lot more option in European football. I mean, you could go and live in Spain. Spain's a great place to live from what I've heard. Nice weather over there. A good life there you can live in Spain. You could go to England. I personally, I would love to go visit England once in my life. I'd love to go see Manchester United play at Old Trafford at one stage in my lifetime. And England's where football was started. Literally the whole sport was made in England. So you're going to the foundation of where it all began. And you go to Italy, great place. France, great place. All these European countries, all these European teams. Football is definitely much bigger, and much more variety there compared to America and basketball. I mean, football. No disrespect to everybody that likes basketball, but football is the bigger sport. It's called the world's game for a reason. So, and plus they don't have salary caps and stuff like that. They don't have no luxury tax. They spend as much as they want to spend, which again, leads to some craziness as well. The Bulls need to have a good fourth quarter. They could come back and win this game. I mean, 12 points, it's manageable, but again, we have to stop. We have to stop Kawhi and Paul George. We have to stop them. They've been way too efficient in this game for me to believe that there's a comeback on the horizon here. That's the number one draw of LA, the weather and the girl. It's not even that. It's the celebrity factor. All the celebrities live in LA. That's another factor of it. Of course, the weather is part of it. And yes, the girls are part of it as well. But it's just the lifestyle. If you live in Chicago, your lifestyle is going to be 10 times more different to the lifestyle you'll live in LA. It's just that simple. LA will always have the pool. They could be the worst team in the league. Remember that year where what was it? The year after Kobe retired, they had D'Lo, Randall, Brandon Ingram. I think they signed Lonzo Ball. Maybe they just traded D'Angelo Russell. They were one of the worst teams in the league. And LeBron still wanted to sign with the Lakers. And they traded all their roster for AD. That was when they were the worst team in the league. You would think no one would want to go there by how bad they were playing. You would think 100% they're in rebuild mode for the next 10 years. But all it takes is one superstar to say, I want to join the Lakers. And it's not hard because there's a lot of superstars that will join the Lakers, no matter how bad of a team they are. And the Lakers definitely take advantage of that. Have you heard of Red Granger? I've not. I don't know what that is. Man misses the three. Bulls down by 11. Javon Carter snags the rebound. He finds Caruso. Caruso misses the layup. All right, we got Javon Carter. DeRozan shoots the three and he gets it to go. It's an 8-point game, ladies and gentlemen. We're back to single digits here. Timeout for the Clippers. If a comeback happens, it's now or never. Have you Magic convinced LeBron to go to LA? Okay, but if you're going from that point of view, what are they? What is Magic trying to say? How do you convince LeBron to go to LA? It's the same reasons as we probably just mentioned. The Lakers are a historically good franchise. LeBron will make a lot of money in LA, which he has. He's made a whole bunch of money in LA. The weather is nice. The lifestyle is nice. His family would like it there. And you're joining a good team. You're joining a team that's historically known to be good. And the Lakers probably promised LeBron that they would build a team around him, which they've done enough to give him another championship. I mean, you can convince someone to go to LA, but it doesn't take that much convincing. Yeah, let's go to Los Angeles, you know. The weather's so great. The lifestyle's so amazing. Your family would love it here. You know, there's good basketball programs for your sons. I mean, why would you want, it's taking a lot to convince him, you know. It probably took him one conversation and he's like, yep, I'll go and do it. And I'm pretty sure he was linked to LA. The last year he ended up going to the last year he was on the Cavs, sorry. So there you go. I have a question about a topic recently, not necessarily about done with the '90s opinion, but since you follow Aussie rules football and fans, what do you think of the difference between cultures? In what way do you mean? Like, do we tend to be more nostalgic? Um, if you talk about AFL, I am very nostalgic towards AFL. I remember the first years I was watching the AFL, but I think AFL's at the point where I don't necessarily think nostalgia is the problem. I think they need to actually modernize the game more, to be honest. Um, it seems like the game's getting too soft, in my opinion. That's the thing with the AFL compared to how I viewed. I didn't watch many '90s game. It's very similar to soccer. In AFL, the technique and the skill is better than it's ever been. I really believe that. I believe the skill in the AFL is the best it's ever been, but the game has gotten soft. You're getting calls for no reason. Umpires getting in their feelings. I remember the rule: you can't even talk to the umpire, or you get a 50 meters. Like that's the sign that the game's going downhill from that point of view. So I think there needs to be more modernization. I think there needs to be more technology in the game. To be honest, so if those people are nostalgic on the '90s, that's fine. That's up to you, I guess. But that's not me at the moment. I definitely remember my first couple of years watching in the AFL, but I'm not nostalgic on it because one, my team sucked, and two, it's just not me. I'm more thinking of what's to come. I'm more nostalgic with the NBA than I am with the AFL. I guess that's my question. But if that's not the question you wanted answered, I apologize. Maybe ask it in a different way because I was a bit confused with that one. Um, then the year after, almost the entire team was gone in LA. Magic was out. Yeah, they traded the whole team for AD. I remember that. Chicago has all except the weather. This has been a good start to the fourth. Yes, it has, Jimmy. Sorry, I'm trying to answer everybody's questions. I am neglecting the game a little bit. But right now, it's an 11-point game with 8 minutes to go. Still manageable to make this comeback, but I still don't see it. Vucevic misses the three. We're playing Drummond and Vucevic at the same time here. It's Io with the floater. That's a miss. Drummond going for a putback. Drummond's worked really hard there to try and get those putbacks. The fans are giving him an ovation there. They appreciate that effort. All right. Magic said LeBron could be the savior of LA and restore it to its former glory. Again, it doesn't take a lot to convince people to go to LA, man. It doesn't take a lot. Some people, you just don't need to. I've said you have to grow up or be born in Chicago to love it like I do. Maybe. I would love Chicago, but I'm not born there, to be fair. I'd love to go and visit Chicago. I like cold weather. I hate hot weather, man. I don't want to go to no Texas or LA. I want to be home and have a snow outside my house, bro. That's the type of guy that I am. That's what I want. Anyway, Magic is a great salesman. Again, one of the greats to play the game. Of course, he's a great salesman. Basically, telling LeBron he'll have a legacy if he goes there. He had a legacy before then, but again, it's a money move. It's a money move to join the Lakers. LeBron's probably made more money in LA than he has his entire career. And that's just in brands alone, not even just the contracts. It's that simple. And you're joining a historically great franchise. The Lakers have been good ever since its existence. So it's not hard. I almost have rephrased that. The weather seems to be a huge hurdle. It probably is a huge hurdle. I don't know. I would think it's not the only hurdle we have to face, but it definitely is a hurdle. I mean, like with NBA fans, it seems to be more, what have you done for me lately? With AFL and football fans, do we also have that kind of culture, or wrongly or rightly? What have you done for me lately? I think every sport to an extent is like that. Do we tend to respect a lot of the past? I'll be honest, this is just the way that I view things. I think every team has a little bit of what have you done for me lately. At the end of the day, every sport is a results-based business. You're there to get results, you're there to get wins, and if you don't get wins, you're not going to reflect positively on the modern times. That's how I view things. But when it comes to respecting the past, I don't see that a lot in the AFL. So with all due respect, I don't see a lot of. Again, maybe it's just not in the groups that I'm in. But when it comes to the AFL, I'm more focused on the present than I ever have been on the past. I'm definitely more of a what have you done for me lately than respecting our past. Again, you got to remember, a lot of the past that I had to deal with was Melbourne sucking. So maybe if I was a Collingwood or a Carlton or an Essendon fan, where I have all this, 17 premierships and whatnot, whatever the case may be, 16 premierships, I might look at it a little bit differently. But, Melbourne still have a great history, but a lot of the history I wasn't alive in and know of. So I'm definitely more of a what have you done for me lately type of guy with AFL. And I respect our past, but I don't have a lot of love for our past because I never lived it, if you know what I mean. This is the best times for Melbourne that I've lived in. So yeah. Hopefully, I think again, it doesn't. There's no wrong way to look at the AFL. There's no wrong way to look at a type of culture. I don't think that there's a wrong way. Like if you're living in the past, that's not the wrong thing to do. You're allowed to respect your past. That's why it's there. But if you're looking at what you've done for me lately, that's equally as fine as well because you're living in the present. You want your team to do well now. Simple as that. We can come back. It's very possible. Many like Chicago, but the draw to LA is too big. Again, it is very, very big. Let's get the defense going. The Bulls could get it done. The score right now, 113-99. Looks like the Clippers have kind of surged a little bit. Again, I do kind of believe this game is over right now. Let's go Bulls. I kind of think the fans should be a little on the what have you done for me lately just to keep the franchise on its toes. Well, yeah, I feel like every sport is like that, in all honesty. Thoughts on Ben Simmons? What happened to Ben Simmons? I don't know. I think Ben Simmons on a certain team can work, but on most teams he will struggle because he doesn't have a three-point shot and he's constantly injured. If he was the point guard on a team that had elite three-point shooting, it might work out. But, yeah, I think you have to have a specific type of team if you want Ben Simmons to work on it. So, I don't really know what else you want me to say about that. We lost the game. I agree. Are you a Carlton Banks fan? Absolutely, man. What do you mean? Carlton Banks? Of course, bro. But no, if you're talking about AFL, I'm not a Carlton fan. I mean, we still have the problem with United until recently. We got stuck with our past until recently when we were pretty much accepted that this is what we are now. Look, I know a lot of United fans still living in the past. It's just is what it is, because our past is a lot better than our present, our modern. You know what I mean? I'm gonna quickly get a tissue and I'll actually come back to answer that, but I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Anyway, as I was saying, with United, like, when you're winning trebles, you're literally dominating the Premier League for decades, and you're just, you're having the best time of your life. Of course, people are going to reflect back on those times positively compared to where we are now, where we're just, we're a large fan base, we're still a large team, but we're not a good team. You know what I mean? So yeah, I still believe people for Man United live in the past. I don't actually think many people have accepted that we're this bad. I may have accepted it, but I never started watching football when Man United were in their glory days. I was watching football when we sucked. I'm that type of guy. I'm that type of idiot that would watch Man United and start watching football when they sucked. But I see it all the time. Everybody living in the past when it comes to Man United. But I don't think that's a bad thing. Again, your past is there to be preserved. Why would you want your past to be forgotten about? That's kind of what I think. But I think people do both. People, there will be some people that accepted who we are and want changes dramatically. There are some people that are going to say we're Man United, we're the best team in the world, we have the largest fan base, we have the best stadium, even though we don't. People will just say that, and some people will say that even if they've never been to these places and attended stuff like that. We make the most money. People will say that as a reason for living in the past, even though there's a lot of problems with that. But I think for certain teams like Man United, you would put an absolute lot of respect on your past. But let's say you're Man City. Would you do that? Would you do that if you're Man City? I think a large group of Man City fans would not know a single thing about Man City's past. And the reason why they wouldn't know is because of the success that they're having right now in this current time. In the last 5 to 6 years of their development as a team, they've developed so much that they're not going to care about their past. Their past is irrelevant to them because of the success they're having now. So it depends on the team, it depends on the culture, it depends on the environment. I think for Bulls fans, a lot of us live in the past. We're still wondering about the D Rose days, still wondering about whether or not we should have split MJ's team or not, and all of that. A lot of us still do live in the past compared to living in the present. But a team like the Nuggets wouldn't do that because their present is now. Their best moment of their entire franchise is now. It just depends on the situation that they're in. Chances Clippers will win the chip. If they stay healthy, anything's possible. They just have to stay healthy. If they stay healthy and they get eliminated in the first round or something, I see the Clippers completely getting rid of their team. If they stay healthy and the Clippers go on to the Western Conference Finals, the NBA Finals, or win that championship, you'll see the Clippers stick around for a lot longer, even in their age. Because they have to make a decision very soon, because a lot of guys are up there in age. But that decision will depend on how successful they are. They win a ring, you're going to see them stay around. It's as simple as that. Kawhi and PG need to stay healthy. I don't know how it'll work. One of them goes down, and if Russ needs to get back into the lineup, Russ will be back for the playoffs. Don't worry about Russ. He'll be back. Similarly, the Lakers team was put together after Kobe retired. Was a fun team to watch and imagine their development. Again, the Lakers are not necessarily a developing team. The Lakers are sign a superstar team these days. You know, they'd rather go sign the best player in the world than develop the best player in the world. I mean, they did develop Kobe, to be fair, but, you know, back in this day, I think they'd rather trade for a LeBron than, I guess, go and create their own. But either way would probably work for them. I'm just saying that's what they'd probably rather do. The moment the current dude joined, I haven't gone to a Lakers game. Fair enough. The past for us was really great. The feeling of winning, that's the thing the Bulls fans are chasing. Yeah, you just want that chance to win. You want to feel that. You want to feel like you can win a championship every season. I just don't think you get that with the Bulls at the moment. I think with the proper Man City fans, they would appreciate their past in a way like they would think of it like the hard days, being the teapot club, to being into this institution. I expect the proper Man City fans, but the plastics, no. But the problem with that is there's not a lot of real Man City fans. There isn't many of them. You're expecting a minority where the majority of their fans are either searching it on the internet to find their history or they don't know their history. You can't ignore how massive of a fan base has joined Man City since they started winning now. You know, it's as simple as that. There's not a lot of real Man City fans out there. Just like there's not a lot of real Man United fans out there. You know, there's a lot of Man United fans that won't know the history of Man United either. But there will be a lot more people for Man United knowing their history because of how good it was compared to Man City and how hard and troubling their times were before this. Where do you think the meme of Man City can't fill their stadium came from? It's because they didn't have any real fans out there. But of course, I will respect Man City fans that are real. The problem is, that's a minority. Unfortunately, it's a minority. Maybe now, since they have this winning culture, in 20 years' time, you'll see a lot more real Man City fans than what you do now in 20 years' time. But right now, the way that I see it, I don't see a whole lot of real Man City fans. Do you think the Bulls can come back in this game? No, I do not think the Bulls will come back in this game. If you think the Bulls can come back from 20 points down in 2 minutes, that's a joke. That's got to be a joke. You're pulling my leg, mate. I haven't really paid attention to this entire fourth quarter. In all honesty, I've been too busy, reading the chat. It's been that type of game, to be honest, where I, read the chat, forget about the game. Who cares about the game? We've lost this since halftime. But another really bad second half for the Bulls. Let's take a look at the second half stats, why don't we? So as far as I'm aware right now, our worst quarter to be fair, we've been very consistent. The problem is we let the Clippers get to a 37-point quarter in the first quarter, and they have 34 in the fourth. That's the problem. We've actually been quite consistent for the game. We've just allowed the Clippers to erupt in certain quarters of the game. To have two quarters where they're 30-plus points, there's just no chance. They need Prime T-Mac to make this comeback. I don't think Prime T-Mac can save this team. No one can do it. Unless the Clippers started shooting at the other basket, it's the only way I can see this comeback happening. Well, the Bulls took out their starters anyway, so let's be honest. That's kind of how you know that the game's dead. If you know the Bulls can make a comeback from this, give me the lotto numbers. That, by the way, Peter's my friend. I think he's just trying to troll me. He's a Lakers fan. If you guys don't know, He's a Derrick Rose fan and he's a Lakers fan. He's that type of guy to move from team to team. You know what I mean? So I think he's just pulling my leg. He used to be a Bulls fan. You know, he's a faker. Have you seen him? Seen who? Prime T Mac. I've seen him make 13 points in third. What? No. What was it? Was it like? I can't remember the points. It was like a certain amount of points in like 13 seconds or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, I've seen that. I've seen Prime T Mac. Henry Drell's in the game for the Bulls. Fair play. We've got Henry Drell in the game. Is that the so-called Detroit fan you're talking about? I can't confirm nor deny. I can't confirm nor deny. But again, I did say he was a Derrick Rose fan. I'll let you decide that for yourself. What a waste of time for Drell. It's better than nothing, I guess. He's on a two-way contract, so let him play, you know. And the Bulls are going to waste the clock. It's game over, ladies and gentlemen. It is game over. The Bulls have lost this game by a large amount. But with that being said, I think I'm going to end the stream here. I don't want to stick around any longer than I have to. Again, there's a busy day today. I have to repack everything and stuff of that nature. So I'm going to take, my time to leave now as soon as everybody's shaking their hands. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the stream, feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I actually want to check before we go. Did we get the double-digit like goal today? I don't think we did in the last game. We didn't. We only got 6 likes. Oh, no. Anyway, it is what it is. What's the next game? The next game is going to be the Bulls and the Wizards. I will not be doing a watch-along for that game. I genuinely think it's impossible to do a watch-along for that game. So I'll let you guys know that now. There will be no watch-along for the Bulls and the Wizards on the Saturday for me. But yeah, is what it is. I will see you in the next stream. Watch along, which will probably be the game after. Have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. God bless. Take care. And peace.